Here we have my new fridge. Here we have my new fridge, which I believe you have to do something like that to open it. All its bits. It's got a freezer compartment and a salady bit and your door to put your bottles in and stuff. And then switches and stuff here. It's power switch, various bits and bobs. First little try to fit it into its space, which is just here, and it flips up like this, and oh look, it fits a bottle of Prosecco in there perfectly, which is really handy. But yeah, so that's where it's going to go. I might rig it up temporarily just to some power and make sure that it's all working before I fit it all in and then try it and find it doesn't and go, ah! So I should do that first. It's a bit noisy out here on the main road, but I've brought the fridge to the back of the van. I've temporarily wired it up and I need to put a 15 amp fuse in it. And now, fingers crossed, it should be working. Well, I've got to turn it on. Yay! I have power. So this is what I've got. I'm not sure if that's on or off, because obviously I've not read any instructions. Oh, I'm guessing that's off. So you press and hold the power button, and you press and hold to turn it on, and you get pretty lights. I really should read some instructions, but at least I know it's working. And what I'm going to do, I've got a thermometer. It's an indoor-outdoor one, so I'm going to put the outdoor sensor in the fridge and see how we go. Okay, so it's a different day now. Got a beard. It's the middle of a lockdown. Well, it's about 2 weeks in, I guess. So put the thermometer in the fridge, as I said in the previous clip, and it stayed in there for a few hours, and it got down probably to about 6 or 8 degrees from about 10 or 12, which was not bad for a few hours, but I knew that it was working. I fitted my frame. I put a cross beam going across just here, because inside the fridge there are a couple of plugs on each side. There's one just here and there's one up at the top just here, and then the same across on the other side, top and bottom. And these plugs pull out with the aid of a screwdriver, and you drill through the outer body of the fridge and you put a screw into wherever you're fixing it. Because it's quite a snug fit here, I've only put one screw in this bottom bit, which really is just to stop it sliding forward. And I've been driving around with it for a couple of weeks and I've had no issues. So these are the controls here. On the left hand side here you have got the power button, and you press and hold it and that turns the fridge off, and then you press and hold it to turn it back on as I bash the tripod. On this side, this is the thermometer logo, and you press it to change. There are 4 different temperature lights for the fridge, and then I believe this one at the bottom is if you want to make it into a freezer. I've got this on the 3rd coldest setting. It's got a big snowflake next to the coldest setting and a small snowflake next to the warmest setting. Freezer compartment. I have a shelf. I have a salad bit. It's not a drawer, it's just a flap to allow you to get in there. Then in the door, I've got the bottle holder, and it's got a slidey thing to try and stop things from falling over. And then it's got the little compartment at the top, which I guess you put what you like in there. I have bought myself a little thermometer to go inside, because then I know what the temperature is. It's Pan from Tesco. It has a locking mechanism for normal opening and closing, so you don't have to remember to lock it when you're travelling. That is pretty much locked. It's not going to come open. You have to lift this handle and then you can open it. Initially I thought this silver jobby at the top was a lock, but it's not, because if you slide it like this, it says vent on it. So if you are leaving the fridge for any period of time, let's turn it off, because during lockdown I'm living in my dad's house. You put it onto vent, and then what normally locks the door actually catches on the vent here, and it means your fridge door stays open and ventilated, and it's quite safe to travel like that because it's locked into place in a vented position. Cable wise, I used some 2.5mm 30 amp cable to run it from the fridge back to the fuse box, which is under the bed back there. I knew that the fuse should go at 15 amps because it's a 15 amp fuse, and I got both the black and the red cable in the 30 amp 2.5mm, so that's what I've used for the fridge. Battery wise, it's been pretty good. I used it for probably 2 weeks, I guess it was, and it was just charging the battery on the split charge when I was driving to and from work in the day, which was probably only about a 20-minute drive, so it probably only had maximum of 30 minutes to an hour charging a day. And I use my you may have seen my other video about adding another battery, but I've got two 110 amp hour batteries, and that runs my diesel heater and my fridge at the moment, plus my lighting. I've not had any trouble with low voltage or anything like that, and I use it to start the diesel heater whenever I need it. Apart from when I ran out of fuel, that didn't go well. So fridge is going very well. It's a Dometic CRX50, and it cost me about, I think it was £515, which is not cheap, but I wanted to get a decent fridge because too many times I've bought cheap, bought twice. Because my old van, I decided I don't need a fridge, I'm going to buy an electric cool box, and they kill your battery. Because what I discovered, even though they've got a little thermostat on the top, a lot of them only use the thermostat when they're plugged into the mains, and when they're used on 12 volt they just run continuously. So that really broke my old battery in my other van, but this seems to be doing really well. I hope this has been helpful. If it has, give me a little thumbs up, that would be brilliant. And if you could please subscribe to my channel, that would be amazing. And a comment would be great too. Please comment below, say something nice. The subscribe button will be somewhere here.